got a dark, like leafy debris type bottom, so I don't know whether or not it's passable. No one with me, so probably gonna get back in the vehicle out of the lightning storm. Hello and welcome to Off-Road Gospel. Today it is me and Miss Karolina. So we are doing a little pre-running of some sections I have planned for an upcoming route. I was gonna put some cameras underneath to figure out where my clunking noise is coming from, but I don't know if you can hear it or not. The pitter-patter of a good amount of rain, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning. Left the house, drove 30 minutes, went from a little bit of cloudiness and sun to rain, thunder, and lightning. Also a nearly 20-degree drop in temperature as well. So we're gonna ride a few trails, check a few things out, make sure what I have planned is actually a doable route. I think it's always good to, if you have time, you're gonna go out with some other folks, do a little pre-run. So I'm going to do some sections here and there. Again, I'm out here, got some errands to run anyway, so taking a little extra time and doing that as well. So thanks for coming along. Let's get out there and hit these trails. All right. Let's roll some trails. So, as I tend to do a lot, not taking 4-low because it's needed, using it for control. Things get slick or whatever, get some downhills that are slick and rocky or whatever. Like to limit the amount of wheel spin that happens. So haven't been through this trail here since winter time. Bit overgrown. So that's really overgrown. Well, they look at an alternate. Not everyone's a fan of this kind of thing. Good thing about doing this kind of stuff, you make adjustments, and I do know some of these trails around here in two-wheel drive you'll run into some, unless you're just really on the pedal, you will kind of get stuck in some sand and things like that on some of these uphills. This is a nice little section right here. I am not aired down since I'm on an errands run. But this will definitely be coming out before July the 18th, so see my Facebook page, Offroad Gospel on Facebook, and for those of you who would like to kind of come out on this ride with us out here in West Branch area. See, let's get some numbers for you, what we're looking at with these downhills and uphills. This one is, about 14 degrees, 15, shows 15 at the most. You come down this, and then you go right back up again. It's not too bad on the uphill. 12 to 13, I think, is the most you get. But you just roll through here. A lot of rolling hills. Wintertime, if you go back and watch some of the videos from the wintertime, I can maybe try to put some links in. Yeah, I had a time through here. It's, I want to say we got to that one. It was up here that well, I got into some fun stuff. Maybe it was that one there. Down at the bottom, slipped off the trail. Basically, was on my way to body damage. Check out this way. Yeah, this one's really tight. If you are planning on doing the ride and you see this and you're like, no, let me know. We can make adjustments to this section. It's not written in stone, so to speak. There's a lot of stuff reaching out and touching my vehicle right now, which I'm sure you can hear. Yeah. Some of this is from the rain, but not all of it. We may have to adjust this route. Because this could be this could stress some folks out. Yeah, I think we're going to adjust this. Don't mind like some little bit of stuff. But, this isn't back here. Can't see anything, but this would be an interesting uphill too. Nice little washout. Watch off camber a bit. 12 degrees off camber. Now that trail does go straight ahead, even though it doesn't show it. That isn't what we're supposed to do. Give her a spot to turn around. Because it's not an actual trail, it's just a little spot. Which is weird. What in the world is that? My West Branch people, you know what this is? Let me know. I've never seen this before. Kind of weird. Uphill there. Turn into this uphill, which is again fairly tight again. Sand too. It maxed out about 15 degrees. be a little less used, but definitely wider. Oops. Left the house, 78. It's now 57 degrees outside. That's a pretty drastic change. A little bit of rain right here. A little bit of mud and rocks. Nice little spot. That stinks. And of course, I didn't bring a saw. Maybe backtracking. We're gonna get out.
Thankfully, it was light enough where I could drag it off and then break off some of the dead branches to at least give enough room to get through.
Probably not the best idea being out there during the lightning, but I think I got enough room to get by it now. Find out. Where I need to turn is right here. Literally right next to where we were going. This is pretty through here. I like this. Pretty tight though if we have a full size. This is not optimal. So, I need to turn here so I can turn around here. And I can take a look at, ooh, this trail gets kind of funky. Nice uphill there. Like, I have anyone with me, so I'm not going to mess with that. I wonder if there's a stick to measure it with, or at least look at it. This, and I'm like, really hard to tell. We're going to have some thunder, but it's got a dark, like, leafy debris type bottom, so I don't know whether or not it's passable. No one with me, so probably gonna get back in the vehicle out of the lightning storm. This is the bypass, which, you know, wet sandy bottom, you never know, you can get into some interesting things with that as well. But kind of an interesting little setup. Ooh. Oh wow.
Wow, this gets a little crazy.
I have never explored out here in this little section. So you have that line, which doesn't look too horribly deep, but you never know. You got one over here. You have this one, which it splits off to the left, but also if you go to the right, it's got a pretty steep little climb out. And then the main bypass line, you know, it's not crazy, but it's got a sandy bottomed mud hole. So I will probably creep into that, and again, with no one out here with me, I'm not going to take too many chances. That's pretty shallow.
There's a reason I don't just go bombing into mud holes, because you absolutely have no idea what you're going to run into. But this little area I have actually never gone through, and it's got some cool little challenges. You know, there's not many spots out here that are wet like this. But again, give me feedback, people. You know, because the other thing is, if we have Onyx, then we can also be like, all right, folks, you know, who's comfortable with this stuff, have a secondary option, you know, meetup point to get back to. The other thing they have is that feature where you can kind of see where everybody's at in your group. So, and I'd love to hear from those of you who might be coming out on that ride, you know, hey, please let me know. You know, does this sound crazy to you? You know, would you want an alternate? I'm going to probably clip out some of the heavily overgrown stuff. That's just no fun for anybody. And we'll kind of go from there. Good roots here. That'll be a nice little climb for some folks. Now, I've seen this mud hole before. I've never seen it that full, and it drops down pretty deep into it. It'll be hard to see, but I'll do my best here. I've contemplated trying that one. Again, if there's other people with me, then I would definitely consider it. That way, you know, just have someone pull me out or whatever. It's kind of one of those black soil things. Forgot about this. I've not done it. I don't know if I've done it. Well, in the past, I don't remember there being much of anything in here, so I believe we should be okay. Just a little shallow puddle. This is eroding quickly. Well, imagine the dash cam picking it up. It's hail. Alright, turning here. One thing I know for sure though is I will be praying that we don't have this weather July 18th. That would really make things interesting. Oh yeah, I've done this one before. I don't plan on going up this one, but I just want to show it to you. This one is gnarly. It looks to be a little too thin up there. I'm at 18 right now. And if you look up there, it's you have that rutted out root. I mean, this is like a four-wheeler kind of thing. You don't want to be playing around with that one. I was sitting about 18 degrees and it's still climbing. So, I wanted to look at it, but yeah, I don't see that being doable in a vehicle this size. Yes, let's explore a little more. See if we can find some alternate trails that aren't so overgrown. Not as overgrown, so that's good. Maybe if it has some hill climbs in it, could be a possibility. Guess I spoke too soon. Clearing this stuff as we go. Supposed to be. It's a new one on Onyx. Hippie Circle Trail. Which I've never. Someone added it recently, and I don't know if I've ever done this area. Bumpy. As far as bumpiness goes, I can give it a definitely a 7 to 8 out of 10. It's not overgrown, so that's a good thing. A little bit of sand stuff here. And this has got a cool view.
This is a point on Hippie Circle Trail that's found on Onyx. A little overgrown here. Not bad. Mostly leaves. This. That was really gentle. Here down, this would have been much more comfortable. Yeah, I mean, you can see up here on the trail a lot of roots across it. Uphill, a little bit off camber, and then you add in the roots, so you get the whole bounce and bits of sand, all kinds of opportunities to lose traction. But possibly come this way, avoid most of that really tight stuff. Still get a few hill climbs out of it. Back up. So we'll see. I don't know how well it's coming through in the video. You can see like the yellow ring around the puddles. That is the pine tree pollen. One of those things that cause me all kinds of stuffiness and sinusitis. It's a good thing those trees are beautiful. Otherwise, yeah. But we have to deal with that once a year. Oh, this one really shook the pollen. Wow. That's crazy. Lots of pollen. Well, hope you enjoyed that. Like I've mentioned a few times, if you're planning on or like to join in on that ride, July 18th, give me some feedback on these trails. And I don't mind having a little extra track for some that maybe don't want to do the more challenging. There's plenty of trails out here, and I want to make it where it's fun for everybody. And then when we do some sort of lunch stop or something like that, we can all kind of hang out, talk a bit, and get to know one another. But thank you for coming along with Karolina and I, and appreciate all of you who comment and watch and everything like that. If you haven't already, maybe subscribe. It is absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything, and it just helps us to be able to impact more people. So hope you have time for the devotion. But with that, we're finished up and gonna go and run some errands. So God bless you. Hope to see you real soon out on the trails. Bye.
Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. When we get to the place of hopelessness, things can feel really dark. Things can feel really difficult. And in those moments, we can struggle with things like depression. But in those same moments is when we have to remember what the Lord has said, that He would always be with us, never leave us, never forsake us, that He works out all things together for good to those that are called according to His purpose, that in a bad situation, God can turn it and use it for good. It is our faith in those moments that has to hold on to the hope that God is working it out, that He is in control, and that in the end it will be okay, that He will be with us and help us through it. And so if you're struggling, hold on to that hope. Hold on to what it is, the promises that the Lord has given. Because having no hope, having to put it aside, is a really difficult situation. But thankfully, in those moments, we aren't in this all on our own. But what I love is, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. God can make a way out of no way. God can do things that are beyond our understanding. And in those difficult times and in those difficult moments, we have to turn back and say, I remember the time the Lord took care of this situation. He took care of this issue, or made a way for you to make it through something. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And that is what we have to hold on to in these moments. We have to hold on to His promises, hold on to what He's done for us, and keep moving forward and trusting the Lord. Heavenly Father, right now I ask and pray for those that are struggling, for those whose hope has been deferred, for those that are feeling like they're just in the midst of darkness. God, You would strengthen, You would shine Your light, You would help them to have their hope restored, but also, Lord, the peace that passes understanding would be with them. And You would help them, strengthen them, because Your strength is perfected in our weakness. Lead, guide, and direct us. Be with us and help us to remember Your faithfulness, and help us to keep pressing on. I pray in the name of Jesus Christ. And Lord, pray Your blessings be with us as well, and that You continue to keep Your hand on us. And good Lord willing, hope to see You real soon out on the trails.